Hello, everybody. My name is Christy, and I am the face behind Optimal Wellness Yoga. Thank you so much for being here tonight. So, yeah, the world is a bit of a crazy place right now, isn't it? Kind of challenging for most of us, I'm sure. For me, I know I've been struggling a lot to keep up with responding to people and events rather than reacting to them. And I think a lot of that is because of our heightened sense of fear right now. I mean, most of us are maybe struggling with a bit of a question as to our income. And even just if it doesn't impact us personally, probably there's a person just 1 degree away from you who's going to be impacted by this. And when we start worrying about our security and our stability, we're concerned about that bottom layer of Maslow's hierarchy. We're worried about clothes and shelter and food. And that actually correlates really well with the root chakra. When we're working with the root chakra, we're looking to ground ourselves. And I think a lot of us are probably spending a lot of time up in our head right now. At least I know I am. It's really easy for thoughts to just kind of start spinning out of control when you start thinking and pondering about things, and then you add the isolation bit, and we've maybe got a little too much time to sit and think about those things, and maybe we're spending more time watching the news or reading the news than we normally would, and all those things just serve to kind of heighten our anxiety. And so I thought I would jump on this evening and share a little bit of what I've been doing and finding helpful to kind of ground down, to get out of my head a little bit, to feel more secure. So, working with that root chakra, but also to work with the heart. Because when we act from our heart, we're taking action from our truth, from a place of love and compassion and kindness rather than a place of fear and anxiety. So first of all, if you don't have something nice to drink, I recommend you go ahead and take a few moments to get yourself a bit of a beverage. I've got some herbs steeping here. They're not quite ready yet. I've got tonight some hibiscus, some red clover, dandelion leaf, raspberry leaf, and a little bit of hibiscus, because who doesn't love the pink bright liquid you get from hibiscus? But also hibiscus is high in vitamin C, so it's good for the immune system too. So bonus color and good vitamins. So it's hard to sit and meditate if the mind is too busy, right? So I found having some rituals to help shift me from my normal getting things done or hanging out with the dog or the spouse. Anything that helps shift me into a more ritual mindset, a more ceremonial mindset, can help me put those thoughts away until I'm in a better space to deal with them when it's a more appropriate time. Because we do need to process all these feelings that the current situation is bringing up for us, but we don't have to be processing them 24/7. They're okay to put them in a safe box in your mind. A good friend of mine has told me that her box is like the bus at Hogwarts in the Harry Potter books, where the box expands and gets smaller so it can hold as much stuff as you need, but it can shrink down so you can carry it in your pocket if you need those things to come with you. And I kind of like that idea. So, You know, before you sit down to meditate, take a moment and do a little something that helps you put those things in your box, and know that when it's an appropriate time, you'll go back to them and you'll process them. We don't want you putting them there forever, because that would be repressing the feelings. And when we repress our feelings, we store them in our body. And we don't want to do that. But it's also not healthy to be constantly ruminating on all those feelings and all those what ifs and everything all the time. So one of the things I like to do, probably no surprise to those of you that know me very well, is I like to do a bit of smudging, just to kind of shed any energy that I've picked up over the day, and just kind of transition into my personal self-care ritual. So I've got a bit of smudge here, and I'm lighting it with my personal candle. And I just circle the head, go over the arms, especially get the hands, because we pick a lot of things up from the hands. And the arms and the hands are the extension of our heart chakra, so we want them clear before we work with that. So go ahead. Whatever works for you. You can visualize this happening too without actually doing it. You can use a spray. You can use a selenite wand. I actually have one right here. I have a wand, and you can do the same thing. Just circle your head. You may think about it pulling the energies out that you don't want, and kind of fling them off in a direction where they won't go towards anybody else. And then you can kind of run the selenite through your aura to kind of clear anything. And just that, for me, that act of doing the smudging, either with the selenite or with the sage or Palo Santo or whatever, that helps me shift mentally, spiritually, energetically. And it makes it a little easier for my concerns and worries to not escalate as I meditate. The other thing that I have been doing lately, because, you know, people all around me are also in a state of fear and anxiety, and I'm an empath, so I soak all that up like a sponge. I have been doing a little bit of tapping before I settle in for my meditation. So I'm going to share a bit of tapping with you this evening. We're not going to take too long. If you save this in your IGTV or that, you can go back. It'll be on my blog. It will be on my Facebook page as well. So you can come back to this anytime. You can pause it and you can go through the tapping extra times to bring that anxiety level down a little bit. So first, I want you to take and write down a number from 1 to 10 of the level of your anxiety right now. 1 being no anxiety whatsoever. 10 being, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. I can't breathe. I can't think. I am in sheer panic. So make note of where your anxiety is at the moment. And then we're going to go through a series of tapping points, and I'll share a phrase, and you can repeat that phrase in your mind, or you can repeat it out loud. And this first time through, I'll tell you where where these tapping points are. I was already jumping ahead in my mind. So the first point for tapping is called the chopping point, or the karate chop point, and it's on the side of your hand. And you can do either hand, it doesn't matter. It's about midway between the wrist and the base of the pinky. And I like to use 2 fingers because then I'm sure to hit it. And you just do a nice little tap there. And this one, we're going to say a full phrase, and then we're going to shorten it for the other points. So while you're tapping this karate chop point, I want you to say, either in your head or in your mind, even though I've had this anxiety, I truly love, and accept myself. Even though I've had this anxiety, I truly love and accept myself. Even though I've had this anxiety, I truly love and accept myself. Even though I've had this anxiety, I truly love and accept myself. Next, we're going to go to the top of the head, kind of where your soft spot was when you were an infant, and you're going to tap, and we're just going to say or think this anxiety. Oh, and I need to take my glasses off. The next point is at the inside of your eyebrows. So this anxiety. And then you're going to go to the outside of your eyebrows, or the side of the eye, this anxiety. And you just do 5 or 7 taps or so. And then under the eye, right on the bone there, this anxiety. Then under the nose, this anxiety. And then under the lips, this anxiety. And then the collarbones. You're going to find the points of your collarbone. You're going to go right into that little dip, this anxiety. And then you're going to go to the underarm, and it's about 1 hand's width below. And you're going to say this anxiety. And then you're going to tap the outside edges of your nail beds, starting with the thumb, this anxiety. And then the index finger, this anxiety. The middle finger, this anxiety. The ring finger, this anxiety. And the pinky, this anxiety. And then we go back to the karate chop point, and we say, even though I've had this anxiety, I truly love and accept myself. Now pause, take a breath or two, and rate your anxiety again. Ideally, you want to repeat that cycle until your anxiety has come to a 2, maybe a 3. And then we'll finish with a positive statement. So again, with the karate chop point, I love and accept myself. And the top of the head, I love and accept myself. And inside of the eyebrow, love and accept myself. In the side eye, love and accept myself. Underneath the eye, love and accept myself. Under the nose, love and accept myself. Under the lips, love and accept myself. The collarbone, love and accept myself. And under the arm, love and accept myself. And then back to the karate chop point. I love and accept myself. I love and accept myself. And then we're going to seal it into our system. So you're going to close your eyes and tap 5 times. Still on that karate chop point. 5 to 7 times. Then open your eyes. 5 to 7 times. Then look to your right. 5 to 7 times. Back to the center. And then to the left. And then make circles with your eyes in one direction. And then circles with your eyes in the other direction. And then here comes the silly part. You're going to hum 5 seconds of happy birthday. So, and then you're going to look down and very slowly roll the gaze upward. And then we're done. So take a moment, check in again. Notice where your anxiety is at. I'm going to take the opportunity to pour a little bit of my tea while you do that. Ooh, it's a gorgeous mauve-y color with that hibiscus and with those other herbs. So now maybe you're calm enough to settle in to a nice meditation without ruminating on all of the other thoughts that may be intruding upon your mind right now. If you're so inclined and you have crystals, I'd recommend any of the light pink stones. So if you're a crystal person, you no doubt have a rose quartz. Here's a tumbled rose quartz, and you know, it barely has any color at all. Here's a raw one. Rhodonite. This is pink with bits of black in it, and that can be very healing for the heart. And then there's pink opal. Or pink calcite. Ooh, my light is kind of blowing that out. Let's see. There. Maybe see that a little better. There we go. Any of those that you feel called to would be a good choice. And I would take one. I'm being called to the calcite tonight. Put it in your right hand and place your right hand over your heart. Make sure that you're comfortable, but the spine is straight so that the energy can flow freely up through your spine. And then close your eyes if that's comfortable, or keep the gaze soft and downward, not gazing at anything in particular. And start out first by just arriving here, taking a nice, deep, full breath through the nose. And then on the exhale, sigh it out. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale through the nose. And sigh it out. And 1 more time. Inhale deep through the nose. And sigh it out. And then just settle in to a nice natural breath as it shows up for you in this moment. And just bring your attention to your breath. Describe in your mind how you're breathing right now. Notice the depth. Notice the speed. Notice how long the inhale takes compared to the exhale. Notice how and where the physical body moves through each part of the breath cycle. I really love grounding myself by observing the breath. I think of it as a tether, kind of like hot air balloons have. A tether that keeps me connected to the present moment. Because if I'm worrying about what's going to happen tomorrow or next week or next month, it's just stories. It's not the truth. It's just whatever things my imagination can weave. And if you're anything like me, my bet is your imagination can weave things way worse than what reality is going to end up being. So focus on the breath when the mind begins to wander. And I really like that as the focus, because the logical side of me, the part that had me going to school for meteorology, that part of my brain appreciates the fact that we can't breathe in the past and we can't breathe in the future. So if we're focused on how our breath is, we are in the present moment. So now, as you've become a little more connected to the present moment, I want you to start inviting the body to relax. We'll start at the top of the head. Feel the scalp just soften and relax. And feel that softening moving down into your temples, into the jaw. Try to let the teeth separate, letting the lower teeth come away from the upper teeth. Let the tongue fall back from the teeth and fill the mouth in relaxation. And just those two little actions tends to automatically relax a lot of your facial muscles. But go back, bring your attention to that third eye, that point in the middle of the forehead that tends to wrinkle and crease. Use your imagination to iron out those wrinkles and let that brow soften. Let the eyes relax. Let the nose and the cheeks relax. And then let that softening move down into the neck, across the tops of the shoulders, down along the arms, through the biceps and triceps, through the elbows, the forearm, the wrists, into the tips of every finger and thumb. Then bring your attention back up to the base of the neck. And let that softening occur on the front and the back of the body as it glides down the torso, over the chest and the shoulder blades, down to the midsection, down to the pelvic bowl and the sacrum, through the glutes and the groin and the hips. And then feel that relaxation melt down the legs, all four sides of the thighs, through the knee joint, into the calves, into the ankles, along the tops and the bottoms of your feet, to the tips of every toe. Then bring your attention to the hand that's on your heart, or return the hand to your heart if you let it go. If you've got a crystal, feel that crystal there. Feel the energy of the crystal. Feel the warmth of your hand on your heart. And maybe you can feel your heart beating. And from that beat, hear it in your mind. And then slowly, as you're ready, deepen the breath. Feeling it move all the way down into the lower abdomen. Using the whole torso to breathe. And as you inhale, feel the air move in through your heart center. As you pause at the top of the inhale, feel that breath move throughout the body. And then follow it on its exit out through the heart center. Breathe in peace and kindness through the heart. exhale any tension you're carrying in the body, in the mind, or in your spirit. Breathing from the heart. And if the mind begins to wander, just bring the attention back to the breath and to the heart center. And do so without judgment. Be kind. Show yourself a little grace and a little compassion. And if that feels uncomfortable, just envision yourself as a small child and give that version of you kindness and compassion. And slowly call the attention back to your physical body. Notice where the body contacts your chair, where the feet connects with the earth. And breathe. When you feel ready, go ahead and flutter the eyes open. And then I want you to look around the room and notice 5 things. And notice them without judgment. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much. I hope you're feeling a little better after this practice. I hope that you're able to just settle in and enjoy your evening tonight and maintain this sense of calm. But if not, like I said, I'll be posting this to my blog and to my Facebook group as well, so you can come back to it at another time. And I want to thank you for being here. It has truly been a pleasure to invite you into my space and into my practice this evening. I hope that the rest of your evening is filled with all that you need. And until we meet again, be well. Namaste. Thank you, guys. Bye.